Welcome to this intro to OnShape. When you load up and sign in, you're going to see something that looks like this. To create your first document, you would go over here. We have all sorts of ways of organizing our information along with a bunch of documents that have been shared with me. One thing I recommend doing is first going up to your account and changing in your preferences your length units to millimeters. By default, they will start as inches, but we want to be using millimeters most of the time. They're easier to measure. So when we go back to our main OnShape folder, we're going to create a new document. I'm going to call this one demo. You always want your document names to be descriptive. This is actually not super descriptive, but because it's just a demo, it's going to get deleted anyways. So as this loads up, we will see our main workspace. So at the bottom, you can see that there are multiple tabs. Right now, we're going to be working with Part Studios. This is where you create new parts. Over here on the left, this is where all of the tools that you are using, known as features, are going to show up. Here is your main workspace. You can see it by default gives you these three planes that are all perpendicular, representing your coordinate system. And over in the top right, you have this cube that allows you to manipulate your view. So you can use these arrows to rotate your views. You can also click on a piece of the cube to rotate into a particular perspective. So I'm going to go back to the default, which is top, front, and right showing up. And if we want to control our view a little bit more freeform, there are some good ways to do it. First is to do, if you're using a trackpad, a two-finger click, where you take your two fingers and you put them both on the trackpad, and then you click and hold. And then as you move your fingers up and down and side to side, you can rotate your view. Now, this sometimes has a tendency to make things end up in weird positions in terms of your view, so if you want to go back to a standard view, that's what the cube is for. If you hold down Control and then do your two-finger click and drag, that lets you pan, which allows you to slide things side to side and up and down instead of rotating. And then lastly, if you take your two fingers and just put them on the pad without clicking and slide them up and down vertically, you can zoom in and out. I recommend you not use pinch to zoom like you might be used to on your phone. Sometimes that can cause the browser itself to zoom instead of OnShape, and that can cause problems. So that's your basic intro to the interface. All up at the top, you have your menu bar. We'll go into detail of all of these different tools more in the future. You should now go into OnShape and try using these various view manipulations yourself. They're going to be super handy as you work to create your own models.